What's up, everybody? This is your host, China McCoy on the Acting Chops Network. Let's get right into it because you know I don't like to waste no time with all these introductions. First of all, you know what time it is. Clapboard time. Y'all gonna get clapped whether you like it or not. Clap, clap, clap. Love the clapboard. I know I keep talking about I'm gonna put something more in there, but all right, I'm gonna get some chalk. I'm gonna have to definitely put something more in there, because y'all my people. I can't have y'all looking at a blank slate every time that I clap the board. But that leads me into my next subject, because I was just talking about like being in action movies, but also there's levels to the action movie game, right? So you have the fight choreographers, then you got the stunt team, then you got the stunt coordinators, right? Just all this exciting stuff. So all the cool stuff you get to see, whether it's on green screens or wire work, you got all kinds of fight scenes from all over the world. Before Bruce Lee, during Bruce Lee, after Bruce Lee, the Jet Li to Jackie Chan to Steven Seagal to Michael Jai White to Jean-Claude Van Damme, and the list goes on and on of action movie stars, Angelina Jolie. There's a lot of great action movie stars, even Carri-Ann-Moss, who played Trinity. Fantastic actress. She killed that movie. But that's a lot of hard work, right? So this is the stunt game. The stunt game is very difficult. Even if I talk about stunts, I don't have enough time in this podcast to talk about everything in stunts. I'm talking about from high falls to stair falls, to fire burns, to getting blown up, all the way down to just basic stuff, just like standing somewhere and then they go, and action, we just need you to fall in place. And you just fall down because maybe in the movie they took everybody's mind. So now it's nothing to hold them up. So they just fall down on the ground. That's a stunt, right? And the difference between that, excuse me, because my mic is bumping. Anyway, the difference between that is fights are fights. So if we're fighting, and I pick you up and slam you through a table, I have now just done a stunt, right? If we're fighting and then I hit you over the head with a bottle or vice versa, we just did a stunt. If I get thrown through a window or hit by a car, it's a stunt. And being a stunt man is not easy. I'm telling you from experience. You guys know that I started in the game early, 1994 to be exact. I like to brag about that sometimes, but yeah, I've been in the game for a while, and I was blessed to have my first opportunity on one of the biggest movies in Hollywood history. The movie that like changed the game of filmmaking and the way things are done. That's right. You know what movie that was. It was The Matrix. I was the action fight stunt double for Morpheus, right? So in that movie, I actually was supposed to, when I auditioned to do the fight choreography, not as the fight choreographer, but just for the fights. I auditioned just only to do the fights. And next thing you know, I'm flying around on the bottom of helicopters, diving through bathroom walls. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaping out the window and breaking the handcuffs and getting shot in the legs. And I'm just, I'm doing a lot of work in that, And if you want to know more about that, don't be afraid to hit me up. There's the book. Shameful plug, China, shameful plug. Here's the book, as you can see. It's called My Journey Through the Matrix, The Man in the Mirror. And again, y'all get a good look at that. And the reason why it's called that is because, hey, let me show y'all a few pages while we're at it. Boom. So yeah, DM me if you want to get a copy of the book. The reason why it's called that, because it was a journey as I worked on that movie. And The Man in the Mirror is basically saying I was Morpheus's action fight stunt double. So I was his mirror opposite. I was his double. I was, you look in the mirror, you see yourself. So when you look in the mirror, you saw me. And that's why I came up with that title. And it was an interesting journey. But beyond that, the stunt game itself is very hard work. We had to train every day. I think that's where I get the training work ethic from, because I was trained by the Hong Kong Wire. Like I was trained by Wu Ping and Tiger Chen and Eagle. And I was trained by the guys who literally do the action Hong Kong movies that you guys all love. Wu Ping, he the one that discovered Donnie Yen and Jet Li and Jackie Chan. Like the Ewans are legendary in history in the film game. So I was trained under him. And it really showed me like, wow, this is exhausting. This takes dedication. Like, you really got to show up every freaking day for this. Oh man, we're doing high jumps with our knees, running in place. We're doing Wing Chun style movements. We're doing a lot of wushu kicks, inside outs, outside ins. It's work. Like, it will put you into shape very quick. And if you want to look good on screen, this is what you had to do. You got to really train. Like I said on my last podcast, you got to give respect to the athletes, because when you look at their training, I guarantee you there's more than probably 90% of the population who couldn't do what most of these guys do to become superior athletes. And it's the same in the stunt world. To be a stunt man, those guys work really hard, taking car hits. That takes talent. Also, even in stunt game, you got to learn how to drive. So if I'm a driver, I got to know what speed I can go where I'm going to hit my partner. Like, bro, okay, we're going to do a car hit, but I'm driving. You're going to take the hit. We have an understanding. I go, okay, when I can speed up to my partner, but I know when I get near him, I got to immediately at least slowly hit these brakes, or hit the brakes hard to make that turn. Or, you know what I'm saying? I have to angle myself where he can do the rest of the work and not me really hitting him with the car. That takes talent. That's a skill. Fire burns. That's a talent. That's a skill. And stuntmen, stunt doubles, and anybody in the world of action that does high falls off a building or stair falls or anything, going through windows, getting smashed on tables or hit with objects, respect. And that's something that, if you're an actor and you want to come to Hollywood and you want to be an action movie star and you just think it's that simple, it's not. You know, so there are a few places you can go to, you know, to learn. You have independent fight choreographers who teach it, such as myself. You can go to Jam. There's a lot of great people that go to Jam that learn how to flip, tumble, and do fight choreography. You can go there. So look them up as well. And there's just so many places to get the training needed for that industry. So if you think you got what it takes to be a stuntman or an action hero or a stunt double, then I'm telling you, is work. You better be ready, because it's something that you really gotta put your mind to. And if a lot of you don't even like going to the gym, imagine having to really go to a gym and then learn the martial arts or the fighting. So with the stunt game, you not only got to go there, because when you go to most places, they usually got weights of some form of fashion there or some sort of gym equipment. You still got to train your body to take the beatings, because you're going to get, even the cowboy movies, you know, they get hit through the double doors, and, you know, the guys that fall off the top of the, you know, the building when they land into the dirt after they get shot, like, your body takes a beating. You know, even in wrestling, like WWE and WWF and, you know, all those arenas of wrestlers, a lot of people always like to spend more time calling that stuff fake. But I'm telling you, let one of those wrestlers pick you up at standing at 6'5", 350 to 400 pounds of muscle, pick you up in a suplex and then drop you with the suplex, or hit you with a DDT, or throw you against the rope and hit you with a clothesline. That's not fake. They're hitting you. You're literally getting picked up in the air and suplexed to the floor, right? Or on the mat in a ring. So I had to fight on one of those rings before. And those rings are not as bouncy as you think. It's just, that's the way it looked, because those dudes are heavy and they're massive. So when they hit, they really help make that floor give that balance. But most of those wrestling floors, that's just foam and wood. That's it. So these guys are taking a beating. And just like the stunt people, they're taking a beating. So to learn that craft, train your body, then you have to train how to fight, whether it's some boxing maneuvers or whether it's some martial art maneuvers or whatever it may be. You have to learn. And, you know, that's the road you got to take. So you either can stick to acting, but just know if you ever get thrown into a movie and they go, oh, we want you to do fight scenes, you're not ready unless you really trained 100% and gave it your all by training your body, then learning the choreography, then learning the stunt. Because say you have to do a fight. So you do a fight and then there's a stunt in the fight. You got to do the fight, know the choreography, and then know when to do the stunt. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot that goes into this game. So I say a lot of respect to the stunt guys, the stunt doubles, even the people that do the fight scenes. It's not a hard thing to comprehend, but it's a hard thing to do. So anyway, thanks for showing out once again to the podcast. Again, we're trying to reach at least my first 100 subscribers on YouTube at the Acting Chops, not at the acting, but on YouTube, Acting Chops Network, and then on IG at Acting Chops Podcast. Support, again, if you subscribe, that means you like what I'm doing. And if you like what I'm doing, you're subscribing. All right, I'm out of here. Peace.